What's up, YouTube? It's your boy Onyx. We back on Onyx TV with another lit reaction. I heard it's going down in Iraq, so with that being said, we about to tap straight into this video.
Allegedly tied to the Front Street gang. That is the kind of new generation of gangster rappers that, they're very close to Chief Keef. They grew up near Oblock, but they're not actually Oblock. And nowadays, Front Street and Oblock have actually got very serious beef. Unfortunately, Rusky and G-Thang from Front Street both got shot and killed in this. This was reported a day ago last night, so this will be 2 days ago now. But these two individuals lost their lives, and people already speculating that this was Oblock's work. This was apparently get back or revenge for Manaduke and Young'un from Oblock, who got killed. And if you followed this channel, my main channel, for a while, you'll know that there's been a very long-running beef between Oblock and Front Street. It all stems from a financial disagreement with Chief Keef and Lil Durk and King Von. And unfortunately, there's been murders on both sides. Some people believe that Chief Keef's old manager, Blood Money, actually was killed. Some say by King Von and T-Roy as part of this beef. Now, that's not been confirmed, but I did talk about that in a video on my main channel very recently, if you want to learn more about that. But this was followed by a murder that came soon afterwards. But before I tell you about that, let me just read some of these comments. They're saying Rusky was Front Street, Savage Squad, and Glory Gang, and he was around with Fredo Santana and Chief Keef since the beginning. He was a real OG. People are questioning, they're saying, how do you guys know instantly that Oblock was behind it? People saying they're just assuming. Some people thought that this post might have been, Oblock members trolling hard. They're showing bags of dope, basically saying they're smoking somebody.
Off of Reddit, bro?
People are trying to downplay it.
No real gangsters going on
Oblock, they got them. You guys would be fast guessing stuff. People saying when Duke and Young'un died, you were quick to say Front Street and instead of letting the info come out. Now it's a problem when people are saying Oblock killed them. You guys are weird. But anyway, okay, there would be another murder that happened soon after this. Okay, this would be Lil Mikey from Jaro City. Another very quick and tragic loss. This is RIP to rapper Lil Mikey from Jaro City, who was shot and killed a few hours ago on 63rd and Drexel. Condolences to his family. He was just 29 years old. People saying Rel Vert's tweaking by even liking this, but anyway, it's not really about him. So there would be news reporting about the incident that ended up killing two people from Front Street, particularly G-Thang. This would actually make it to the video news, and this news report of the double murder that happened on the south side.
Two men were shot and killed in the Grand Crossing neighborhood. It happened overnight.
That shootings were caught on security video. Courtney Spinelli has more.
The two victims, a 37-year-old man and 44-year-old man, were in this area when they were gunned down late last night. The motive for this shooting not clear, something detectives are working to get to the bottom of.
It's unnerving.
Two lives taken in seconds just before 11:30 Tuesday night in the area of East 79th Street and South Calumet Avenue. Surveillance video from a nearby convenience store showing the moments 5 unknown offenders, all males, according to police, walked up to the intersection. Out of respect for the victims' families, we're not showing the moment shots were fired. Seconds after the shooting, an unmarked squad car with the Cook County Sheriff's Office arriving on scene as the group takes off running across an elementary school playground. CPD officers responding to two people shot, investigating as sheriff's deputies remained on scene.
One is at 360 East 79th. They're doing CPR right now, and the other one's down here on right at the corner of Calumet on the 7800 block site.
Chicago police say a 37-year-old man was shot in the chest. He was pronounced dead at the scene despite efforts to save his life. A 44-year-old man was shot multiple times, taken to the University of Chicago Hospital, where he was later pronounced dead. Resident Kyra Curtis calls the shooting sad, saying she worked an overnight learning about it while arriving home.
We shouldn't feel afraid just to walk a block.
Some neighbors expressing concern over violence in the area. Curtis says families, including many older residents who live nearby, should be able to live without worry a bullet could fly through their window.
At the end of the day, it's stupid. Whatever the problem
is that who I think it is? Ain't no Von 1700 now.
Problem is, whatever the issue is, you can talk about it. And if you can't talk, use your fist. You don't have to use a gun.
As of this morning, police were still working to determine exactly how many people in that group were armed and how many fired shots. No further information or any possible offender descriptions have been released. Area 2 detectives are investigating. In the Grand
So apparently this was the shooting that killed G-Thang from Front Street. This was a double murder, but apparently the other person who was killed was unidentified and might not actually be affiliated with this gang war. And it sounds like Front Street Rusky, who died the same day, was actually fatally shot in a separate incident in Grand Crossing. So here's the details of that incident. It says 38-year-old man dies after being wounded in Grand Crossing neighborhood. A 38-year-old man was pronounced dead after being shot in the head Tuesday night in the Grand Crossing neighborhood shortly before 7 p.m. The man was inside of a residence in the 7400 block of South Rhodes Avenue when he suffered a gunshot wound to the head. He was taken in critical condition to U Chicago Medicine, where he was pronounced dead. Later Tuesday night, 2 other men were fatally wounded near 79th Street in the same neighborhood, but police did not indicate the slayings were connected. Now, unfortunately, they're connected in the sense that 2 of the victims were allegedly from Front Street, with Rusky, this second murder, actually being extremely close to Chief Keef. Here's some old pictures of him with Chief Keef from back in the day as well. And this was posted 6 years ago. So he was definitely deep and involved basically in, you know, what was going on with Chief Keef, the Glow Gang, the Front Street. Like, he was close.
I ain't gonna lie, man. It really ain't no point in for these niggas to really be beefing, though. Like, honestly. They beefing over some old shit. I didn't even know they was even fucking. There was a whole little war going on. They had this shit so secretive and quiet. Ain't nobody talk about this shit. This supposedly been going on since they did that shit to Chief Keef. But how? That don't even make sense. Because after they did that, this nigga Chief Keef still was popping out with, I think didn't he make like a song with Lil Durk after? Or down the line? Or some shit like that? Or wasn't they at like a show together? So how the fuck they beefing? They don't know what they talking about, y'all. Take this shit with a grain of salt, man. Because if you think about it, this shit ain't adding up.
With these guys, okay, who really changed Chicago drill history. Now, what is interesting is they're actually saying that, Jaro City Little Mikey that was killed after this, he actually was killed just over a year after being released from prison. He had done a 13-year sentence, and a lot of people believe that he actually didn't do the hit that he was spending all that time behind bars for. But first, let me read you the article about Jaro City Lil Mikey's death. This is: man fatally shot during argument in Woodlawn. It happened in the 6200 block of South Drexel Avenue around 11:30 a.m. Wednesday, police said. Said the police are looking for 2 assailants inside a white Mercedes who fatally shot a man in another car during an argument Wednesday morning in the Woodland neighborhood. The 29-year-old victim was inside his vehicle at the 6200 block of South Drexel Avenue around 11:30 a.m. Wednesday, and 2 people were inside a white Mercedes, which pulled up and they began arguing. One of the occupants in the Mercedes shot the man in the chest, and he was taken to the University of Chicago Medical Center and pronounced dead. Now, rumor has it that Lil Mikey was actually doing 13 years behind bars for the murder of 051 Melly, which a lot of people actually believe was committed by somebody else, 007 Nate, who I believe is actually out now. This is a post that went around 2 years ago. It said FBG Butter's sister goes at it with Lil Mikey and also exposed him for doing 13 years in prison for a shooting that 007 Nate did. So let's read the post. It says, Lil Mikey, it's not my fault you did 13 years for an MFer that you don't have shit to give you or offer you. It's not my fault that you feel entitled to what me and my cokehead friend FYB J Main have going on. And if you're gonna be mad at anybody, be mad at 007 because he the one that made you sit down for 30 years and he don't have $13 or 13 cents to give you. You shouldn't feel entitled to anything that I got going on or feel like you should get paid the same thing as me because I kept you relevant. Men lie, women lie, but numbers don't. That's why we aren't in the same pay grade or bracket. And it's crazy work. Just a couple months ago, you were giving me my flowers until you started hanging around dudes who gate. I done jumped or scoomed out. This will be my last reply to you. I hope that you take this message and stride. The difference between me and you is that I never had a person to knock my teeth out my mouth and still walk this earth to go use those teeth to talk around about the dude who knocked it out. From this day forward, I'm moving out the condo that I've been living in your head, rent-free, Big 26, Tunchi the God. Literally the joke of Atlanta, calling people a rat when you look like one is crazy work twin. Did you go get some cuddy yet? 13 years, a long time. You sure it wasn't no bays in there? That is diabolical, and she's probably put herself on the hit list for even saying that, okay? They're saying that's why he gave the response when dude asked about 007 Nate. Dudes be going at Butter and J Main, who was effing with him, but don't mention a word about Buddy. It's crazy. 13 years for something you ain't do, that's crazy, but apparently that's what you're supposed to do, man. You signed up for this. That is one of the dumbest things you could possibly sign up for. This, and so we're just going to ignore J Main being a cokehead? It's an accusation. I don't believe it. I can't believe it, all right? The whoops. The whoops are not frosted. That's all I know. Okay. So anyway, police would actually we would actually get the police radio that captured police officers responding to the shooting of Lil Mikey, which actually is basically here on Reddit, and I'm going to hide some of this
call of shots fired, person shot, 83060 63rd Street, 63 in Drexel. Stand by for simulcast. Now we're getting a call of a person shot, 63rd in Drexel. Call is reporting a male has been shot next to the gas station.
302 Sam Squad. It looks like they might be trying to put the victim into a silver Nissan.
All right, looks like they're trying to put the victim in a silver Nissan.
233 boys, one, are they still transporting?
So there's footage of the crime scene here with the body in the street. Obviously, I can't show you that, but it's pretty sad. And he's just surrounded by police that are just trying to help, but he's just laid out on the floor right by this gas station.
He said he's seen them in the vehicle. All right, the car is still on scene.
313, he's on the street right now.
All right, he's on the street right now. It doesn't look like they're self-transporting.
Is there a way we can get a playback of the vehicle?
Alright, it says the offender is a male black with dreadlocks wearing a white tank top, and the offender was inside of a white Mercedes. That's what we got a ticket saying. The offender was in a white Mercedes, male black dreads, white tank top. Alright, and then we got another ticket says it's a four-door white vehicle with tinted windows, newer model, that was going towards Maryland. Fire shots from the gas station, going towards Maryland now. And is this bona fide? Over there on 6th Street?
This shit crazy, I ain't gonna lie.
Anyone can tell us what part of the body?
14.
Okay, multiple gunshot wounds. That's 4. Did the ambulance get on scene yet? 263.
So yeah, it's really sad, and you know, there's a lot of people in the comments saying it's crazy. No matter who you are, you can still get touched. The guy that walk around with the not me attitude, they know they could be next. And, you know, people still act like they're just never going to get hurt in the streets now. Billionaire Black, a legendary figure from Chicago who's been tapped in with numerous different sides of different gang wars. He's a legendary figure. He would speak on Gyro City's Lil Mikey's death pretty much immediately after it happened.
What's the word, y'all? About y'all ain't seen me on here in a minute. I'm looking rough, man. Gray hairs growing, that shit, nigga getting old.
That's good, nigga.
First off, I'm gonna say RIP, my little brother. RIP,
That's the goal, y'all, bro. Oh, man.
Condolences to his mama.
Crashing out, doing dumbass shit.
His loved ones.
It's more like that.
Love, bro.
Sliding.
Chicago is a dangerous place. So
life is really fun when you got money. Shit. Sometimes you don't even need
This
money.
morning, Gyro City Lil Mikey was shot and gunned down on 63rd and Cottage Grove, and it wasn't by op. I'm gonna get it to y'all raw. Chicago is known for backdoor. Can't give y'all specific details and none because I wasn't there. But just know, an altercation happened between him and someone else that he thought he was cool with, and shots was fired, and Lil Mikey was pronounced dead at the scene. The crazy part is, on the internet, y'all think me and Lil Mikey is into it like we ops or some shit. I raised that little boy for real, like I loved him with my whole heart. I had money for him to leave Chicago to come here and start his career and live life like he supposed to be, not looking over his shoulders. On the internet, we perceived it as we were beefing, but Lil Mikey stayed calling my phone every other day, you feel me? And I'm making this video today because it really fucked me up because Lil Mikey just called me this morning. I'm gonna insert the video at the end of the screenshot at the end of the video. Lil Mikey called me 9 o'clock Arizona time, which is 7 o'clock Chicago time. And I missed the call. I was high as hell. I was asleep.
Just called.
Yesterday I tried to call.
Find out he dead.
He didn't answer. This morning I missed this call. I rolled over to King Yellow waking me up, and half of the hood calling me, saying Lil Mikey was dead. It's fucking with my head because what if I answered the phone and could have prevented what was going on? If I answered the phone, was he trying to tell me some shit? You feel me? Like, it's really fucking with me. Like, it's mind-boggling for real.
All I can say is,
damn,
yo, like, this shit
the rest of the week,
crazy.
like, this shit gonna be in my head. Like, what was he trying to tell me?
That,
He called me 2 days in a row to him on duck.
He could have
2 days in a row. I missed
possibly
the
changed the outcome of this whole
he called
shit
me this
if
morning.
he would have answered the
The
phone.
next
You
hour
never
he was
know.
dead.
Some probably wouldn't have been up
Don't
there at
believe
that
anything you
gas
see on the
station at
internet.
that time.
Chicago is a fucking death zone. I'm only here because I left.
It's so sad, man. And anybody that's in Chicago now still dealing with these kind of issues, man, you got to try and get yourself out of there, okay?
Because they could have missed it that day and they could have caught him another day.
So this video had 1,000 messages. I see you mentioned you got gray hairs. That's a blessing. Dude died at 29, didn't even get to see 30. It's crazy how they talk down on bro for leaving Chicago, but he's still alive. Billy, start telling stories like Tay. We F with that type of stuff. Don't be scared. You got a lot of stories people might want to hear. Kill the tough guy act. Nobody cares in 2026, man. It's so sad. So after the death of Lil Mikey, Oblock members would immediately begin dissing the deceased as well as the Front Street members. Now, obviously, Oblock, they've got a very historic beef with Jaro City. They've also now got this modern day beef with Front Street, who they used to be cool with, but things unfortunately went left with Chief Keef and Lil Durk and King Von all having a big old beef. But Oblock members, numerous infamous Oblock members would be dissing. This is Ike Munna basically posting.
No, lying that.
This is
Front Street Oblock beef shit's corny. Y'all want to beef now?
Send dudes
that
out here straight victims.
Gang.
Little peace sign.
But it really, they probably really started the beef
game
because
over.
Of that shit Chief Keef did.
Another one bites dust. Very disrespectful. Laughing emojis from Tay Munna.
Probably made them niggas mad, but damn.
The Quan Wang posting King Von.
They said Front Street niggas already had slid on one of Duke.
And Drill Up T-Roy saying everybody that ever went against this stuff gonna feel it. On my daddy grave, tread lightly. I'm treating you like a real op, so stay far away. That warning was fair.
These niggas weird, tight on. I ain't gonna lie, they just be wanting to beef.
People laughing emojis,
just
city, mocking the whole situation.
From the outside looking in, type
dudes die every day.
I be feeling like a lot of y'all niggas
G-Lock is never jamming, aim it, then I shoot.
Be no reason to beef.
Time, Big Woney saying time is a matter of time. The get backs come.
Die, you know, it ain't no going back. Like, that shit's stupid.
Yeah,
so
very disrespectful. Who said given it 24 hours, there'll be a full video and then some IG pic of someone wearing the exact same outfit with the same weapon as the shooter, with some tweets sliding in a vehicle in the neighborhood just before the shooting. Now, people are saying Lil Mikey isn't their work. He got into it with a friend and was backdoored. Okay, saying where do you see them dissing Front Street? They're saying Front Street, Oblock stuff all look like speculation because in reality they're really around the corner killing each other. They can only give so much while they're going through it. Dude's gonna diss 63rd because it's their ops by default. It's a part of this new generation gangbanging. Okay, it says long live him. That stuff's always sad as hell but dumb as hell as well. You guys were trolling Evie and you forgot how deadly they is. Don't get fooled. Ain't no killing without killing. All right. So a relative of G-Thang from Front Street would basically would reportedly confirm the shooting was actually carried out by their ops. This was a post that said, "Your bitch ass took my cousin. F that peace stuff." They're saying this is G-Thang cousin confirms the ops killed his blood. This is for the people who are making stuff up saying it was a backdoor and no ops did it. So not going to lie, ever since I found out Can't Get Right got backdoored by his own people and he still got killed by his ops, everyone's throwing around the word backdoor too much, acting like hoods don't have any ops no more. They're just killing each other and the ops are never scoring and so on. Same stuff with Cash, Duke and Young and Duck, Rel, Leak Cord, Brick, Kobe, Lil Tay, Vontae, Jamo, Lil Ho and many more. In reality, 90% or more of them got killed by ops. I don't understand where these rumors are even coming from. On Chiracology, it's hard to control that, but I want the people on this sub to show some type of proof for this backdoor rumor, because every time someone dies, random people on the Reddit come up with the weirdest rumors, like Duke and Young'un got killed by a plug, a BM killed Cash, Jaro killed Brick. It's really ridiculous how advanced the community is if you compare it to 2019, yet most of you are spreading misinformation, and now the subs are not small no more, blogs are taking out info, members are seeing it. It's not a problem to you guys, but we're getting messaged by the mods, by different gang members to delete XYZ, saying it's not true and stuff like that. And stop believing people that are not involved in that life, like a sister, a mom, and so on. Take it with a grain of salt, or use different sources from different people, or just wait for some type of confirmation. So the rumors that are now going around are suggesting that Rusky from Front Street might have actually been killed by somebody's baby daddy. Maybe it was a kind of relationship. A rumor is spreading that basically they're saying Rusky from Front Street was killed by a female. The report just came out. Thought they said a girl's baby daddy did it. It says you have the wrong information for Rusky. Take that down now. That was his friend, but they were killed at different location. He was killed by a girl he messed from time to time with baby daddy. So clearly these things get very complicated. You're messing around with females and, you know, they're saying it's a backdoor. Some people are saying don't believe the backdoor rumors. We don't know right now, okay? So this is Killer D from 800 speaking on Lil Mikey's death. People are basically saying that Oblock aren't responsible. They're saying don't dare let the O fool you, with a bunch of crying emojis, saying don't let Oblock fool you into thinking that they're involved in this. It wasn't anything to do with them. They're saying this kind of crazy to say.
That's how shit
Exile
get a
that
little
stop,
weird
don't know
and
nothing. Basically, they're saying, hell no, Mikey got into an argument with an MF. The snakes don't even slide. All they do is backdoor dudes,
shit.
still no
fuck
get
with
back.
niggas, bitches, period.
It's very
I ain't
complicated,
gonna
okay?
lie,
Some
niggas
people are
crash
claiming that
out
Lil
about they
Mikey's death
hoes.
is actually related to a completely
You gotta be
unrelated gang
careful.
beef. This is going around on Chirac Hits. It says Baby Top Vert's little
I'm one of
brother
them
from Shorty
niggas.
Mob did this because some Jaro City members popped him and left him on a concrete, and he was recently on live
Crashing
saying that
out
he was
about
healed up,
mine.
ready to get back outside. This leads up to today. If you go look on SunSunWicko63 Instagram page, him and Baby Top have been going back and forth, celebrating the backdoor of Lil Mikey and posting song lyrics about being caught at a gas station, coincidentally 2-3 hours ago when the incident supposedly took place. I'd assume it's another case of self-snitching for clout reasons. Also, knowing what I personally know from being around the way, Shorty Mob and Bloodhound been wanting to get up with Jaro City since that incident with Baby Top being shot and nearly killed, and another incident a few months back. So look, I don't know exactly who was responsible. All right, Reddit is fired up with a whole bunch of different rumors. I do think that, you know, it is very sad. I think it's definitely a bit of a crazy coincidence that two members of Front Street have just lost their lives. And, you know, with Jaro City Lil Mikey, there's rumors of Oblock being involved. It's unclear, okay? But all I want to say
And
is that
same
if you want to know more about the beef
same
with Front
block is
Street and what went
crazy
on
though.
with that, I did do a video on my main channel, The Deadly
going
War
on?
Between Lil Durk and Chief Keef. It was a pretty crazy story, okay? A lot of people basically...
Alright, y'all, that's gonna be the conclusion of this video. Like it up, sub up, comment. We'll be back with another banger soon.